So I had a little trouble finding the queen bee. Right, I went through all the frames in a 3-story hive that was pretty strong, and I couldn't find her. And so eventually we had to set up a shaker box, right, an empty box with a queen excluder and another empty box, shake all the bees out, look for the queen on the excluder. I found her eventually. She was kind of stripy, hard to find. I'm going to make up a nuke box to put the queen in temporarily. She'll be in there for 10 days until the cell starter is done starting the cells. Then I'll put her back. I'm going to include in her nuke box a frame of brood and a frame of honey and some empty frames for her to lay in. I'll take a mostly empty, put it in the nuke box. I mark her. As soon as the paint's dry, I'll put her back in her nuke box. Okay, it's maybe 20 feet away from the original colony. That's far enough that they won't find her, and we'll just put that back the way it was in about a week and a half. All right, then we set up the starter by removing the brood. Got to make sure you got all of the brood out, and brood means eggs and larva and pupa stage. Any brood's got to come out. So we took the queen out once we found her and put her in a little nuke box temporarily, and then we took the rest of the brood, gave it to another colony a little ways away. We'll remember which one, because we're going to ask for some of that brood back that hasn't emerged here in a couple of weeks, in 10 days, right, when the queen cells are ripe. We take some brood, put it in this box. Brood, I'm going to shake the bees off. Brood, shake the bees off in the starter. Open brood, there'll be nurse bees on this. That's what we want. Shake those off in the starter. Give these to another colony, let them take care of them for now. More brood. Another frame of brood. I think this is all honey. Make sure we don't have any eggs. Okay, I don't see any eggs in there, even if there's open cells. I want to check them thoroughly. We're okay. It's all honey, open cells, that's good. Leave it. Check to make sure there's no eggs. Okay, this stays in here. In a cell starter, you want space for them to put honey and space for them to draw a comb. That'll keep them from making that webbing around the queen cells. I used to condense these down into a nuke box to invoke the swarm response in bees. So I haven't found that it makes that much of a difference. I'm just going to leave them in a 10-frame box. Yeah, they'll have more space. They won't feel as crowded. But still, the emergency response is what is happening here that's going to cause them to build queen cells. Empty. Honey. 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 Brood. Empty. These bees are nice enough. The other day when we set up a starter before, they were really mad. Today's a much better day. They're pretty nice today. Brood. Brood. All right, I've about got it. I've got to find a frame of pollen from some other colony. These bees are just using up all the pollen they're bringing in. They're obviously not pollen hoarders. So, which is okay. I've got to go through some breeder colonies and look for a frame of Deo larva to graft anyway. In the process of doing that, I'm sure I'll find a frame of pollen. It's okay if these bees get a little confused and demoralized and scattered and upset right now. That's probably a good thing. That'll make them more aware of something's changed, something different. And where's the queen bee? Oh no. All right, what do I do with this box of brood? I got to shake those bees off again, it looks like. But this colony right here was a good one. Well, let me say this. It barely made it through the winter, just one little frame of bees, and they're finally getting caught up. So I think they could use a good boost. Let's put a frame of brood on there, or let's put a whole box of brood on there and get them up to speed for the winter. A lot of these bees are staying here now or moving back because the brood's here. They want to be by the brood. They won't abandon the brood. So I got to get them out of here and into here. I shouldn't have had to repeat that. I should have moved that over. Now I got to take the brood out again because all the bees want to be on where the brood is. So I'm starting over. Oops, no. Brood, bees here, brood there. So we'll give them back some brood when I put the queen back in also. But for now, got to take it all the way. As I'm shaking these frames off, I notice some nectar coming out. So I know there's a nectar flow on, so I'm not going to feed the bees. I'm not going to feed the cell starter. It's a good idea to feed the cell starter, but I'm pretty sure I can get away with not feeding them right now. I take a look at the weather coming up and the nectar flow that's going on in the neighborhood and make that decision. I'm not going to be able to get away though with not feeding them pollen. They need pollen for sure. Take my frame of pollen, put that in. That's what a colony looks like after they've been hopelessly queenless, wondering where mommy is for about an hour, and that's plenty of time for them to realize they have no queen and to be ready to accept a bunch of new cells. They cleaned off my brush for me, thank you. That's how many bees you want. I think that'll be sufficient for a good starter.
If you liked this video, be sure to check out our beekeeping courses at thehoneycompany.com. We're offering 6 full-length beekeeping courses for beginning, intermediate, and advanced beekeepers. See you there!